everyone, this is Sukhija. I am working as an assistant professor in Food Technology Department in Vignan Foundation for Science, Technology and Research Institute. Today, I would like to talk about on beverages. As we all know that beverages are integral part of life and we select them for a lot of different reasons. Different reason means usually we are preferring a beverages to get energy and for taste purpose to cooling down our body and also to warming up our body. But the main important thing why we are preferring a beverages means in order to satisfy our thirst. So beverages are consumed as a thirst quencher. So coming to the personal selection of beverages. How personally we are selecting the beverages. So personal selection is based on our age, lifestyle, okay, and most of them today, few beverages is also considered as a part of social occasions where they were consuming it with family members, with friends, and even some special events and in all also holidays. We all have a common knowledge that water is essential for life. It is recommended that we drink around 6 to 8 glasses of water each day to ensure that our body has all the water it needs to function normally. So the water is very essential to maintain our body temperature, to keep skin moist and also to transport oxygen to our blood and also to keep our vital organs safely and to function normally. So water is one of the oldest hydration medium before the invention of other beverages. So today, because of development in food technology, other beverages are also came into market. So we have a lot more variety to choose from the market. But the main important thing we should remember in our mind is we should have a thorough knowledge about on beverages because beverages will have a lot more functionality in it. Okay, sometimes few beverages will refresh our body, it stimulate our body, okay, and it also gives energy to our body. So if we have a thorough knowledge about on beverages, then we were consuming a beverages in a happiest moment. Let us discuss about what are beverages. So the word beverages is derived from the French word bever, which means to drink. Drink means it's a prepared fluid. So beverages is an any fluid which is consumed as a drinking. So any potable liquid that we drink other than water, but it should not harm to our health. So when we are considering that as a beverages means it's an any potable liquid. So after consuming, it shouldn't cause any harmness to our body. So coming to the properties of beverages, beverages as consumed as a thirst quencher and sometimes we are consumed for thirst quenching properties and for refreshing our body and also to stimulating our body and also to nourishing our qualities. So coming to refreshing means example like if you consuming lime juice, so it gives a refreshment to our body and stimulating means usually coffee and tea. If you are consuming it stimulates our central nervous system so that we can work hard and coming to nourishing quality. Example like if you're consuming a milk along with Horlicks. Okay, so usually it nourishes our body. So beverages are derived from different groups of food products. So starting from water to commercially prepared fluids like fruit beverages, synthetic beverages, alcoholic beverages, milk, dairy beverages, tea, coffee, chocolate, drinks. So these are all the categories where beverages were derived. Next, coming to the importance of beverages. Beverages are very important for our essential growth, development and to carry out various physiological process in order to lead a healthy life. So totally our body consisting of 70% of our body weight and 73% of our lean muscles, 25% of adipose tissue and 22% of bone and 80% of our body consists of water. So thus water maintains the water content in body and prevents our body from dehydration. And water will also help in digestion purpose for assimilation and also to excretion of foods. And it also helps in removing the toxic substances from our body in the form of urea, uric acid, ammonia through a kidney. Next, water is also helps to regulate our body temperature through a process of sweating. Beverages, especially fruits and vegetables, is loaded with antioxidants and some vitamins. So these antioxidants will help to remove a toxic substances, free radicals from our body. And certain beverages like tea, coffee contain alkaloids which stimulates our central nervous system so that we can work more when we consume in the stimulating beverages. So it creates a mood to work. Then consumption of alcoholic beverages, example wine. Wine is recommended for healthy flavonoids because wine is prepared with by using a grape. Okay, so the grape skin of grapefruit contains more amount of antioxidants. So the consumption of wines helps to remove free radicals from our body. Next, coming to the types of beverages. So we have classified the beverages based upon the ingredients or some technology which we are used in the preparation of the beverages. The first classification is natural and synthetic beverages. So this we classified based on the ingredients used. That is, if the ingredients is used for the manufacturing of natural beverages is derived from naturally, then we consider that as natural beverages. If the ingredients which is used for the preparation of synthetic beverages is purely derived from synthetic chemicals, then we categorize that into synthetic beverages. Okay. Next classification is carbonated and non-carbonated beverages. This is classified based on the mechanical process of carbon dioxide. If you are diffusing a carbon dioxide gas into a juice, then we categorize that into carbonated beverages. Or if you are not diffusing any carbon dioxide gas into it, then we classify that as a non-carbonated beverages. So example for this category is carbonated means Mirinda, Sprite, Fanta. These are all considered under the carbonated beverages. Non-carbonated means apart from this, the remaining category of beverages will be considered as non-carbonated beverages. But exception is in alcoholic beverages also some of carbon dioxide contains in it. This not categorized under the non-alcoholic non-carbonated beverages. Next one is alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages are categorized based on the alcohol content present in it. Okay, example for this: beer, wine, vodka, gin, whiskey, etc. Non-alcoholic beverage means it shouldn't contain any alcohol content in it. Example for this is fruit-based beverages, dairy-based beverages, okay, etc. Then hot and cold beverages. Hot and cold beverages, we are categorize this based on the temperature of serving. If you are consuming any beverages at a temperature more than 65 to 75 degrees Celsius, then we are categorize that into hot beverages. Or if you are consuming the beverages in a chilled condition, then we are categorize that in under the cold beverages. Example for hot beverages is hot coffee and tea. And coming to the example for cold beverages is your cold coffee, iced lemon tea. This all categorized under the cold beverages. The last classification is based on the physiological effect, that is stimulating and non-stimulating. Stimulating beverages means after consuming it stimulates our central nervous system so that we are it creates a mood so that we are working in more hours. So example for this is coffee and tea. Coming to non-stimulating beverages. even though if you're consuming a beverages, but it does not create any mood in our mind. So example for this is fruit-based beverages and dairy-based beverages. Let us discuss about the natural beverages. What are natural beverages? Natural beverages means the name itself tells about the ingredient which they are used for the manufacturing is purely derived from the natural ingredients. So, natural ingredients means it might be a milk or malt or sugar, flavoring and coloring material. So, whatever the material they were using for the preparation, it should be purely derived from natural ingredients. So, the example of this group is fruit-based beverages, malt beverages and dairy beverages. Next one is synthetic beverages. Synthetic beverages or analog of natural beverages means synthetically they designed in order to mimic the natural beverages. So usually it is prepared synthetically by using some flavoring and coloring materials. Example for this is Mirinda. So in the bottle they will clearly mention that Mirinda means we are thinking usually it is made with by using a orange fruit. But truly, they were not using any orange fruit. Instead of that, they were using some chemicals so that it mimics the natural fruit of orange. But there is no fruit content in it. Means they were using some chemicals in order to mimic the natural one. So this is categorized as a synthetic beverages. Usually why they were developing this means in order to offer a pleasure to consumer at affordable cost. The major group of synthetic beverages is soft drinks. So soft drinks contain a flavored sugar syrup as a base material that may or may not be carbonated. Next one is classification as carbonated beverages. So carbonated beverages are generally referred as soft drinks. So the presence of carbon dioxide creates bubbles and ferments when you're releasing a pressure and fizzing in the beverages. So example for this is cola and lemonade beverages are typical example of carbonated beverages. But the consumption of carbonated beverages is not good for health. So don't consume too much consumption of this carbonated beverages. It has a very bad impact on our health. Next one is non-carbonated beverages. So majority of our fruit and dairy based, this category we kept under a non-carbonated beverages means it's usually free from carbon dioxide gas. This category also includes not only fruit and dairy beverages, it also includes hot beverages and cold beverages and alcoholic beverages, but in that also it shouldn't contain any carbon dioxide in it. Otherwise, we are categorized under the carbonated beverages. So next one is alcoholic beverages. So when we are using the term alcoholic means if any beverages containing an alcohol content of more than 0.5 to 2%, 42.8%, then we are categorized as its alcoholic beverages. Okay, so then alcoholic beverages are again divided into two different processes, that is fermented alcoholic beverages and distilled alcoholic beverages. Fermented alcoholic beverages means it's undergo a fermentation process. Okay, so example for this is wine and beer. Coming to distilled alcoholic beverages, distilled alcoholic beverages means usually we are taking a fermented alcoholic beverages as a base material, or we are after during the preparation of the alcoholic beverages we are subjecting that for a distillation process. So then we are categorize that as a distilled alcoholic beverages. Example for this is brandy, whiskey, vodka, gin. Usually this process why they are carried out means in order to increase the alcohol content in it. Let us discuss about beer. Beer is the world third most consuming beverages in the world. Beer is prepared by using a fermented wort with appropriate yeast to attain the alcohol level in the range of 4 to 8%. So then it also added with hops. The typical texture of beer will depend upon the addition of hops into it, because the exact flavor will be developed by adding of hops into it. Next one is wine. Wine is prepared by using fruit as a base material. Fruits means we can use any fruit, like we can use peach, plum, apricots, guava, etc. But in traditionally, grape is used as a base material for the preparation of the wine. So the most commonly used one is grape juice. In that also we can use red grapes or green grapes. It's depending upon the manufacturing interest. If they're using a red grape, then we categorize that as a red wine. Okay, and if they're using white grapes for the preparation, then we categorize that under the white wine. So, for the preparation of the wine, usually the grapes were crushing or macerated, and they were subjected for fermentation along with yeast and kept for a fermentation. Okay, usually when compared to beer and wine, so the fermentation duration is more for wine when compared to beer. And one more major difference is, usually for the preparation of the beer they are using cereal grain as a base material, but in case of wine they were using fruit as a base material for the preparation of the wine. So next is distilled alcoholic beverages. So this also categorized as a spirits. Spirits is also a class of alcoholic beverages. So when we can use this term spirit means if any alcohol content is more than 20%, then we categorize that under spirits. Spirits are usually characterized by high alcohol content, which may be high as 20%. The process of distillation increases the concentration of alcohol but reduces the level of congeners. Usually, we are considered it as a spirits. How means if the alcohol percentage is more than 20%. So how we are achieving the 20% of more than 20% of alcohol means by carrying out the distillation process. Upon distillation, the alcohol content we can increase. So these are some of the example for distillated alcoholic beverages or spirits. First one is brandy. For preparing brandy, we can use any fruit or we can use wine as a base material for the preparation of the brandy. The alcohol content which is present in brandy is 35 to 60%. Then next one is rum. So for preparation of the rum, we can use molasses. Molasses means it's a byproduct in sugar industry. We can use molasses or even sugarcane juice for the preparation of the rum. So the alcohol content which is present in rum is 40 to 55%. Next category is gin. So gin is prepared by using a distilled grains, that is wheat, rye, and also contains some herbs. Okay, the alcohol content in this is 37.5 to 50%. Then is whiskey. Whiskey is prepared by cereal grains like rye, corn malt or barley, or we can prepare whiskey by using beer as a source material. Okay, if you are taking a beer and subjecting that for distillation process, then we will get a whiskey. Okay, so the alcohol content which is range is 40 to 55%. See in this example, I told you the whiskey is prepared by use. We can also prepare the whiskey by using beer as a base material. So the alcohol content in beer is its range from 8 to 14%. Okay, but if you are subjecting the same beer for distillation process, then we can increase the alcohol content into 40 to 55%. Okay, so the last is vodka. Vodka is prepared by using a cereal grains plus potato starch. So the alcohol content in it is 38 to 40%. Next category is non-alcoholic beverages. Non-alcoholic beverage means it doesn't contain any alcohol content in it. So how we categorize any beverages as alcoholic means if any beverages containing a alcohol percentage in the range of 0.5, more than 0.5% to 42.5%, then we are categorized that as a alcoholic beverages. But If any beverage is containing below 0.5%, then we are classified that as a non-alcoholic beverages. So example for this is any fruit-based beverages, dairy beverages, soft drinks and mocktail smoothie. And water is one of the non-alcoholic beverages. Next one is hot and cold beverages. Hot and cold beverages. How we are classified this is means in previous slide also we discussed about this during the types of beverages. So we are categorized that in based on the temperature of serving. Hot beverages means if you are consuming a beverages at a temperature of 65 to 70 degrees Celsius, then we are categorized that as a hot beverages. Or if you are consuming in any beverages in a chilled condition, then we are categorized that into a cold beverages. Example for hot beverages means we already familiar, that is tea and coffee. Cold beverages means example for this any cold coffee, iced tea, or even sometimes if you're consuming an alcohol in chilled condition, then also we categorize that into cold beverages. Next one is stimulating and non-stimulating beverages. So stimulating means example tea and coffee. This we categorize based on the physiological effect. So if you're consuming a tea and coffee, since these two beverages contain caffeine, so the caffeine will help to create a mood in our mind so that during a walking we are working like an awake walking means it stimulates our central nervous system, so it creates a mood in our mind so that we can work a lot. And non-stimulating beverages means even though after consumption of these beverages it doesn't stimulate any central nervous system in our body. Example for this is fruit based beverages, dairy based beverages. Beverages. No beverages are inherently good or bad. So, if you're consuming any beverages in moderation level, so that we can lead a healthy life. I hope the concept of beverages and importance and classification of beverages are clear about you. Have a nice day. Bye.